Raise your hand if you think you're an innovative person. All right, I see some few. Now, think about a time in your life when you were the happiest, but not just happy. I mean, you're experiencing this deep sense of fulfillment and flourishing. For me, this kind of happiness, which the Greeks also called eudaimonia, came from the process of creating, of innovating. From early childhood, I've always loved the energy that came from doing, even though most of the time I did not know what I wanted to do. And it led me to a realization that to be human is to innovate. Right now, when we think about innovation, our mind, it instantly connects it to the next AI startup, billionaire status, youngest CEO, everybody that makes it to the headlines. And by seeing innovation from such a narrow perspective, we lose our sense of purpose. We fall into a trap, also known as the big dream trap. It's the mindset where greatness seems so far beyond reach that we feel anxious chasing a flawed version of success, and that's a huge problem. True innovation isn't about the big invention. It's about the next step in your life. True innovation brings us closer to humanity, where we feel fulfilled and flourished. To innovate is to live your everyday life through three things: curiosity, action, and consistency. Now, curiosity is where it all begins. Last summer, I was very disappointed. I did not get an internship I had my heart set on. I had been preparing for that internship for months. But instead of giving up, I started to ask myself questions. Why? Why am I not getting an internship? I've been preparing for months. Was I lacking on my experiences? Was it my skills? Was it my resume's font size? And after asking this series of questions in my head, I finally asked myself the final question. Do I really want this internship? Answer, no, I did not. My curiosity helped me understand what my interests are, what my strengths are, what I'm actually good at, which is why I do have an internship. And I am doing an internship right now during my academic year. Curiosity, it helps you find new possibilities even in the smallest way, and that's where innovation begins. And don't just mark my words for it. Take Albert Einstein, the greatest innovator of all times. He did not have fancy technology or big tools, but what he did have is what we all possess as humans: curiosity. He himself said, I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious. Now, I'm sure all of us have great ideas, but not every idea comes into reality until I choose to take action. And that brings me to my second point: action. Winter break, I went back home to Nepal, and there I went to Children Burn Hospital. It was my first time in a hospital like this, and it was definitely a very special moment. There, I met Sonia, a 12-year-old beautiful girl who just captured my heart. Sonia had been badly injured in a house fire, but she was so full of life and energy. And during our conversation, she told me that she really wanted a bicycle. Now, I had only been talking to her for 2 hours, but I felt so connected to her, I did not want to go back home. But I had to. As I was leaving to go back home, I just couldn't get her off my mind. I wanted to do something for her. I wanted to see her smile again. And then I remembered she wanted the bicycle. Now, where do I get the bicycle from? Of course, the store, but I clearly did not have the money for it during that time. And the worst part was she was going to go into a different hospital in a different city the very next day, so I only had few hours in my hand. A part of me thought, move on, Abjana. You don't have to go to do this. A lot of people go through things like this and they will do something. They will do something. But why can't that be me? Why can't I do something? So I decided I will do something. I went back home and I started calling every single person that I knew, my friends, my professors, even my teachers from elementary school. And in just 3 hours, Sonia had her bicycle. I got to see her smile again. But most importantly, I took action. Innovation isn't just about new ideas or big ideas. It's doing what you can, where you are, to make a difference in the lives of others. And small or big, it matters.
Yeah.
One small action could make a difference. Now think about taking these different actions again and again and again. And that brings me to my third and final point, consistency. To be consistent is to keep going even when you're feeling anxious. Consistency is what brings innovation to life. And this is exactly what the biggest and the brightest innovators did the best. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before he came up with the light bulb. Steve Jobs, he worked on iPhone for more than 2.5 years before he launched it. They were consistent with their daily habits. And I have seen that consistency in my own life as well. While getting bike for Sonia, while trying to get an internship, and not just this, in so many areas of my life. And I've discovered that the true happiness, it comes from becoming an innovator in your own life. It's solving problems, doing something for the people around you. Because when you do that, you're learning, you're growing, and you're gaining skills. I have stopped waiting for big opportunities or perfect plans. I pause. I look around me. I'm creating a life I am happy to live. I'm building happiness, but not the one that the society tells us that's far beyond our reach, but the one that gives us the true feeling of fulfillment and flourishing. The experience of eudaimonia. Hence, to be curious is to innovate. To take action is to innovate. To be a human is to innovate. So let me ask you again, raise your hand if you think you're an innovative person. Thank you.